But the thing is, like, this is the sort of thing that you would still expect Harlequin to be able to pull himself out of. But the food gap has grown again. Harlequin is only on about 75 food versus 115 for Smace. And I mean, a lot of this food for Smace is tied up in scouts, whose usefulness is going to be a little bit dubious for the next little while. Goodbye, Queen. That is the other thing about this. The other thing about this build. The scouts really, really powerful anti-air. Looks like they're finally going to be taken out here, though, but not before baiting those Hydralisks into big storms. But the scout's very powerful air-to-air means that if you're going to go for queens and ensnares and means to counter, you've really got to micro them carefully, because if you don't, you will lose them. And now it's just looking like it's going to be a mass gate switch, and it is definitely difficult to see where Harlequin is going to get the sort of ground army that's going to be able to fend this off. Because he's going all Hydralisks, which is what his economy can support off of 3 bases after going to Hive Tech and getting Defilers and Queens and stuff. Now he's finally taking a 4th, is Harlequin, but so is Smace, and Smace's is going to be ahead. So, I mean, mass Hydralisk army versus sort of like a diverse Protoss army with a lot of Templars and Storm is looking good for the Protoss, not to mention just the beefy food count that's involved here. And let's see, we've still got at least a queen alive. Doesn't look like there's going to be any broodling research or anything. And here's the other side of this whole scout story and the gigantic overreaction, is that there are like 4 or 5 spore colonies over at this 3rd base, but there's only 1 sunken and really low defense on the ground. So I mean, it looks like there's a lot of overcompensation here, but there's a possibility of a big flank coming, and this is something that Harlequin's going to have to be aware of, and Smace too. Nice storms here by Smace, no real dodging by Harlequin there. And the thing is, even if Harlequin kills off all of Smace's army here, Smace has the huge number of gateways and the easy way to reinforce. Those dark swarms just serving as a big beacon. It's like storm here, and that is what he's doing. And these zealots are going to be able to do an awful lot of damage to whatever targets they want. They're going at these spore colonies, and I think they should really kind of probably jump into the defensive position to help out these Archons in holding the ramp. But it's like, yeah, this is a point at which Harlequin is getting really screwed. It's a nice round of reinforcements. It's about 8 gateways of production. Smace is just expanding everywhere, and he is going to be able to just grind this game out pretty soon, if he hasn't already. Here comes probably what's going to be the last significant wave of Zerg reinforcements. And wow, those Archons just being far more effective than you'd ever expect them to be against Hydralisks. If Smace wanted to be really contentious, he could actually sick these Archons on these morphing eggs. Really not all that important, as they contain Zerglings, but he didn't know that. So that would have been something that he could have done. He's going to get that hatchery. These Archons are going to just really rip into these Zerglings. And let's see. Yeah, these reinforcements are going to seal the deal here. I think that is really gotta be disappointing. This is definitely disappointing for Harlequin, since this isn't supposed to happen. GG. GG indeed. It wasn't supposed to happen, but it did, and it was shocking that that happened. I'm amazed on a few levels. I'm amazed that Smace decided to go scouts. I mean, granted, he had, several opportunities to win the series, even if he lost in this game. The real huge surprise, I suppose, is the fact that he made it work, and the way he made it work. Now, the thing is, it's like, did Smace make this work because it was a good build. No. Did Smace make this work because he's that much better of a player than Harlequin? Well, maybe, but the other thing about this is I think that Smace really took a psychological advantage out of this. He stopped everything that Harlequin could throw at him. He was able to always just macro better. He was able to fend off that 5 pool in game 3, and Harlequin just had to be getting really frustrated. And when he saw the scouts, he just really overreacted in such a way that really hurt his economy for the later game, and gave Smace a whole lot more chances. I think, all else being equal, if he hadn't spored up all that much and just started massing Hydralisks and been more committal with the Hydralisks he had, he might have even just been able to bust Smace right off. So I'm not really convinced by the scout thing, and I'm not even convinced that this game was lost because Smace is so much better than Harlequin is. I think it was just that in this game, Harlequin cracked, and he just wasn't making his decisions smartly. And that brings us to the end of the best of 7 series here between Harlequin and Smace. I do have some extra replays. I think they just had a few casual games after this, and I might have a look through those and commentate them, possibly with Fluffy, possibly without. I don't really know, but we'll see. This has got to be depressing for Harlequin. Like Fluffy had suggested earlier, he is probably going to go home and have a cry, and was probably playing from home, but he'll probably, open up his iTunes and flip on The Cure. I mean, not the happy Love Cats kind of Cure, but the really depressing The Cure music, like the stuff from Disintegration and Wild Mood Swings, and he'll have a really, really good sulk over this one. But I think that in spite of the fact that Harlequin melted down in this last game, he did give some really competitive games. There were definitely some moments in game 1 where he could have won. He had some flashes of pretty good play, but yeah, on this day, Smace was just pretty far ahead of him and played really impressively. And I think the real difference between these two players today came down to just the composure that Smace had, being able to fend off that 5 pool and having the presence of mind to throw down that proxy gateway that changed the course of game 3. Just seeming to have all of the answers to Harlequin's play and just being able to calmly execute it. So, GG to both of these players. Shoutouts to Fluffy Starcraft for helping out with some of the commentary in this series, Dell for organizing the tournament, the whole Terra Australis clan, of which I'm a member, but I don't really play or do much except suddenly commentating this. And just a quick thank you to all of my viewers. You might hear me doing some more Australian StarCraft related stuff. I'm living here, I'm kind of integrating myself into this esports scene that we have, and I'm the closest thing to a commentator that we have here for it, so you can expect to hear me doing more of this kind of stuff as far as the Australian scene is concerned. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Have a good night. This is Image signing off. Damn you, Camtasia. Let me sign off.